family, we're going camping.
We're going camping. We're going camping. We're going camping.
We are headed to Mistletoe State Park and all that implies. See, not quite the right season, but hey, you know, we're married. It's okay.
Although it feels like forever, it's really only been 2.5 months since the shakedown cruise. But in that span of time, we lost the Florida trip, and I guess really this doesn't really make up for the Florida trip, but we're just so glad to have anything. It kind of makes up for the Florida trip.
This is true. Just ready to get out of the house. Of course,
freedom!
Of course, you know, I guess when you pull your house behind you, it's not. But anyway.
Get out of the stationary house.
There, sticks and bricks. There you go. Georgia, I don't believe, closed their state park campgrounds.
Brave souls in Georgia never closed up.
But they were, you know, following all the guidelines and limiting the number of folks that they were letting into the parks and the campgrounds, and of course any of the public buildings, shelters, you know, the stores, things like that were closed.
And as we record this on May 1st, South Carolina is actually reopening their parks today. So hopefully this is the sign that life is beginning to return to normal.
Or at least baby stepping.
Or it's as close to normal as we'll ever get again.
Sadly.
Mistletoe State Park sits on the shores of Lake Thurmond. We've been to a couple places along different parts of the shores of Lake Thurmond. Known as one of the best bass fishing locales in the world. And we're taking that on faith because we don't know for a fact. And we're not going to find out now because we don't fish.
That's right.
But there's hiking, there's lake beaching activity, there's a campground. We're going to stay occupied, and whatever we do, you will see.
That's right. So come along.
Tenfold.
That'll do it.
Hot dog. Victory. And here we are, Mistletoe State Park. First post-shakedown cruise trip. We got him here in one piece. Pull through sight made things a lot easier. Take a look around. We just got these X-chocks. We're going to see if that makes things more stable as we're walking around inside. We hear good things about them, so we'll find out. But as you see, we got the Falcon here in one piece. Allotted room for the slide. water power, no sewer, but that's okay. Because we have the bathhouse right there, close to us. Whoops. Got a couple of tent campers over there. And as you see, we are right on Lake Thurmond. You can roll down this hill and fall in very easily. Neighbors right there. Concrete picnic table. I'm never nuts about concrete picnic tables because you can't move them. And actually, we'd like to move this one out a little bit, but it's concrete, we can't move it. We're going to try to get him going this trip, the griddle. Let's see what the mistress of the house has the inside looking like. I know better than to offer any kind of critique or comment on what goes on in here, but I think she's got it looking pretty good. And it is a 3:15 as we're telling you about all this. We have no plans for the rest of the evening, I guess, really, other than supper. And we are just so glad to be at a campsite. We may not do anything but pull out the gravity chairs and just make like couch potatoes.
And enjoy the scenery.
For the rest of the afternoon. Do something for supper, and then we'll get out and be active and explorers tomorrow. But as always, whatever it is, you will see it. So stay tuned. Jessie says she has new LED lights to string up along here somehow. So, assuming she can find them, that is. If she does, this might be pretty entertaining. I'm going to do the man thing. I'm going to watch her work.
I have to get back. Oh wait, there's one.
Ta-da! It's like radioactive cauliflower.
Stop it. A lot of help you are.
Yep. Besides, I'd just be in the way.
Yeah, probably. As long as I don't turn into...
Have you seen me use hand tools? Now things are getting interesting.
See how graceful I can be.
Maybe about time for me to step in. Okay, I think we got something accomplished. Nope, it was on.
I know. I was trying to.
Not too bad.
Teamwork. Oh.
Happy Saturday morning. It's hiking time. We found a trail map. It turns out that even though the office is closed, you see on the clipboards they have maps and brochures and whatnot available for folks to grab. So we grabbed. And we're going to take some kind of combination of two loops.
Cliatt Creek and Canyon.
I'm leaving it to Navigator here to inform about all that because I'm following her as usual. But we'll go get our steps in and show you some of the nature of mistletoe.
Thickest area I've seen.
Yeah, it's kind of drastic a change. As soon as we came down that hill, everything kind of turned rainforesty.
Pretty.
Mistletoe State Park was established in the mid to late 60s, on land that is leased to the state of Georgia by the Army Corps of Engineers. The Corps of Engineers maintains all this land from the time they dammed the Savannah River in the early 50s and created what well, what was at the time Clark's Hill Lake. It's now Lake Thurmond. A little bit less than 2,000 acres of land here, and very popular with Scouts, Boy Scouts, because of all the backwoods camping opportunities here. She made it. You know, a little bit, year and a half or so, a little bit less than 2 years that we've been camping and state park hiking and whatnot, and I never gave a lot of thought about just how violent the weather we have in this part of the country must be, because it I won't say amazes me, but surprises me. We keep coming to these state parks and there's so many upturned trees.
Recently.
I mean, yeah, like within the last couple of years. It's just...
Well, no, I mean, this one's a fresh cut.
Yeah.
We just had some tornadic weather that crossed several states. So.
I don't know whether it's just been more of that kind of weather in the last couple of years or whether I'm just noticing it more.
Well, if it's not happening in your own backyard.
Looks like we have done a loop as we are back to the park office.
Alright, here's the blue blaze that's pointing to the Rock Dam hiking trail. It's 6 1/4 miles, but you have to cross that to get to that blue place on the other side of the creek. So I don't know about you guys, but we were raised in areas with, water moccasins, cottonmouths, all kind of critters, snakes, snapping turtles, whatever. I don't know that I would feel comfortable doing that. And we all know how I am about crossing, water.
This might be our first foray into marsh hiking.
Other than Congaree?
Well, but that was a boardwalk. We kind of cheated with that.
I don't know. I remember getting...
Well, yeah, there were a few little stretches where it was muddy.
Have a photo day.
A lot of folks graffitiing up the trees. Well, graffiti, leaving their mark, and not the most attractive thing in the world, but at least they didn't kill the trees. They're beech trees. They're pretty hardy. They can stand a few scratches. Wasn't that a neat little natural arch to...
Yeah.
Alright, that's probably enough of that exertion stuff for today. I vote we go back to relaxation mode for the rest of this lovely late spring Saturday.
Sounds good.
May the 4th. Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. As we pull the aluminum Falcon down the highway. It's departure day. Usually a sad day, but hey, we were so glad to go. It's okay. And in a couple of weeks, we're going again.
That's right.
So, next stop, Baker Creek State Park up in northern South Carolina. But, as always, we must do mission report. Mistletoe State Park. What do we think?
Lovely, lovely place.
I agree.
Probably the best weather and atmosphere we have had in a really long time.
I can't argue the weather part. I think this weather was even better than our St. Augustine trip. I mean, that was Florida weather, but it was warm. This weekend it was just
mild.
Perfect.
Yes. And with our site being right on the water, it was beautiful, beautiful. A little noisy at times with boats and people hooting and hollering, but you know, that's to be expected.
That's to be expected at a lakeside state park. I'll give kudos to the cleaning crew. I'd definitely say that's the cleanest bathhouses I've ever seen in a state park.
Right.
Now, only two private RV resorts, campgrounds we've been to, those were cleaner, but they're private, they're a little more motivated. But as far as tax-supported bathrooms go, I'd say these are the cleanest we've seen. And
definitely following the guidelines set by the CDC for COVID-19. They were there quite often, making sure everything was scrubbed and cleaned, and even with pressure washers at times. So they went above and beyond what they needed to do, I'm sure. We really enjoyed the spacious site that we had. A lot of at least the loop we were on, a lot of the sites seemed to be spaced out very comfortably. A lot of pull-through sites. So your campsite side was facing the water in most cases, which made it really nice to wake up and see the lake in the morning out our campsite window. But it was nice that we weren't right on top of one another. The other side of the campground seemed to be a little bit closer together.
We think that was the party loop.
We think. A lot of partying going on over there. A lot of stereo competitions, it seemed. So,
but not as bad as some we think.
But that's also the side that has a lot of more open space for, you know, gathering and a large playground, even though it's not open right now. So I would hope at other times that it will be available for people that want to go and use that facility.
We really liked the beach area. That was nice. Wish the water had been a little bit warmer. We would have jumped in, but the area that the park has built up there was very nice. We didn't get to go inside the beach house. I think that's kind of a social hall gathering spot that has climate control and things. But of course it's closed up right now for all the restrictions.
That's right.
But still plenty of outdoor picnic areas there. Lots of grills available for you. The little beach areas seem to be clean and very well landscaped. Plenty of space to swim where the boom marked off the boating area. Very nice.
Yeah.
And for the live and learn part of this trip, the only thing that I think I learned, and it was less than enough, I don't want to wait 2, 3, 4 months to go camping again.
No.
That was a long enough break.
Right.
We need to go more often. So we definitely learned that for sure. Camp more often.
Yes. So on that note, if you like this video and found it informative, please, give us a thumbs up or add some comments below, and be sure to click that notification bell so you can find out about additional videos that we add to our repertoire. As we always say,
keep living and learning.